these teams have come up against. These are both in the winner's bracket. Neither of them have had to bounce back necessarily yet, but building upon confidence. So both these teams are doing something right. Curious on who is doing it better as we jump into our first match in this best of 5. 3v3 Luminosity and Guild Esports. Starting off with a kickoff in favor of Guild and paired with a demo, as the offense for them has never really been an issue. It's just a matter of sustaining it.
And something to keep in mind for both these teams is losing this series means you have to go and play a very strong Complexity. Now, Guild already took down Complexity, but they took it down in 5. It was a very close matchup, and I wouldn't want to play Complexity at the moment. I think they're in perfect form here today. They just took down G2. So you want to win here to get into that bracket. Otherwise, having to go through Complexity, it's another one that you don't have solid confidence in either side to take that one, because it's going to be a dogfight.
Well, I heard you guys talking about it. Razebull making that MVP caliber run,
Yeah.
a lot of respect for his play and what he's done for his team. But again, team efforts is where it starts, and an important one, especially in this best of 5. And this is the first minute is coming and gone. Good touches around in the defense. Pretty solid for Luminosity, looking very patient, not too chaotic. As this touch, when he blasts it away, it's actually a redirect. Ends up hitting CRR in the nose. And it goes back down to his teammate. But a good challenge by Atomic on the back wall. He should sweep around and deny some boost if it respawns here in the corner, but nothing to find there as a 50 completely neutralizes in front of the net.
Pretty back and forth here right off the bat, and kind of meeting our expectations as far as how this series, or sorry, these 3v3 games will go. Again, we are guaranteed at least 2 of them. And seeing this one be very even through the first couple of minutes or so, not surprising, as I would have picked this to go this direction in every single one of their matchups. It will come down to who can poke free first, and that was a good opportunity. CRR getting a very awkward touch. Good dunk there from Ixo, and still Luminosity really can't break through, and you're seeing not a lot of control there in the midfield. A lot of players are opting just to skip it with the solo plays, and it's really paid off for both sides. But once you get in that final third, we really haven't seen too many chances.
No, a lot of it is Luminosity kind of just sitting a bit more patient. They'll go in with that individual effort, and if they break through, it's been great. But the follow-up in that midfield, like you said, has been pretty lacking. They've been very passive on that initial challenge, and I think that's just kind of the approach. They're trying to make sure they don't make any additional mistakes, but if they do see Guild make one, I expect them to crash very aggressively. But so far, very individual effort with 2 back and sending 1, but on the other side, it does make their defense pretty sure-fired up. So gonna be curious to see on what it takes. So far, haven't really been able to find too many demos that might be the difference maker here. And as it is a win over the top for CRR, that one should drop straight down, but good recovery by Tox as he sweeps through to make a save. But in the midfield has 1 more, and Atomic's going to take over, but immediately cut off, and the challenge in the midfield. So back and forth yet again we go. 3 minutes by, and not a goal to show until a 1 here. Perfectly placed by Dorito.
Yeah, and look at the read, though, from CRR. You can't see him in the replay here, but he's already up. He came off the ceiling to get that touch, and wonderfully read to drop it down to Dorito. And, a lot of trust there as well from Dorito, knowing that his teammate had a good opportunity to get that ball. And a well-earned first goal here for Guild, just under 2 minutes to play. They might get one off the kickoff. Tox stretching out the near post to get that one.
Again, as a reminder for anybody just joining us, this is Gamers8 2022. We're in day 2 of our matches, covering groups A and B as CRR. Another beautiful read off the side wall to put them up by 2. Multiple streams going on at the same time. On the other broadcast, you're going to have Endpoint and Space Station also playing in a qualification match. So we appreciate you guys tuning this broadcast, but don't forget there's the other one as well. We'll be doing that all day long as Guild off to a good start.
Yeah,
trying to make it 3. Dorito puts a shot, back wall cleared away, and I expect to control off of this one as he plays it high. 1 more touch, and gonna bring it down. It's actually a fake. Devo takes it over the top, and a demo paired. This should open it wide open. And as Curly mentioned, it's a great play for Guild.
CRR is just everywhere. This one more off the ball for them this time, because Devo does a great job to beat Tox, but the demo is what opens up all of that space. Devo beats the last man. Everyone getting involved on Guild, both on and off the ball there. A full team effort, 3-0 and in full control. Guild looking great here in game 1.
Yeah, kind of wondered when it was going to break through. We saw him primarily Guild controlling the offense as the second touch here will be a great one, but it's going to leave down and should be an easy clear away. Kind of buy a little bit of time for the defense. but primarily a little bit defensive from Luminosity. So they've been able to break through with a demo and an individual effort over the top. As this one kicks out, should be Devo. Fortunately, no boost. Doesn't get the 100 in the corner, so Snap just lofted downfield, but a rough touch should be capitalized on. No, going to play it a little bit more patient, and with the 3-goal lead, I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, but a shot like that somehow is saved.
What?
Just kidding. That would hit every single post. Dorito, too much power on it.
Again, CRR involved, that time passing it over Dorito. And I mean, that's a fantastic shot from Dorito, but almost a save there from Ixo, getting through 2 players of Luminosity and Guild. My goodness. Guild certainly playing up to their potential here in this 3v3. Luminosity, though, not as sharp as you would expect. Remember, that one kind of started because Ixo didn't get a great touch coming out. And also, the ball going over Atomic's head didn't help prior to that. So Luminosity definitely not on their A game here and certainly paying the price for it.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit troublesome moving forward. Like you said, you got a waiting complexity that looks very solid. And, you know, according to the information we got from Atomic, which we have to agree on, obviously, is that in 2s and 1s, obviously Guild fielding a very strong roster as well. So feels like it only gets more difficult for Luminosity, especially if they can't win it here, but plenty of time to left to play. As this first one, once the ball hits the ground, is going to go in favor of Guild, putting them 1 match point closer to punching their ticket into the playoffs. But on the other side is now the decision making for Luminosity. Are they going to go 1s or 2s? I'm excited to find out.
I mean, that is the question, and I don't like either option, as you were alluding to. If it is 2s, I would expect Tox and Tox and Atomic to be out there from Luminosity. If it's 1s, then of course we saw Atomic play earlier, but that would then require him to go up against CRR, assumedly from Guild. So I don't know. I think it's a gut call. I think this is one of those that you make. You talk to your players and you say, okay, who's playing well today? How do you feel? Do you want to take the 1s? I think they're probably going to go 2s. That's my guess. I think they would go 2s.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best way to go. But again, all smiles here for Guild. Marky and Dave as we take a look at the highlights. And what was a slow start eventually got opened up pretty quick around the 2nd minute. And some good individual efforts, but primarily it's been all CRR.
Yeah. He's been phenomenal. And again, you know, a lot of off-the-ball work, a lot of setups from CRR. The passing really setting up both his teammates. And then, of course, the demo and that previous replay. But Guild, a full team effort here. You know, CRR played fantastic, and certainly the lifeblood here of that team. But everyone from Guild, I think, played fantastic here, especially the back half of that game. I think it was very, you know, kind of teams feeling each other out there early on. And it will be a 2v2, Atomic and Tox taking the field, Dorito and CRR, just as we expected for the 2v2 matchup. And Luminosity taking their chances here, not opting for the 1v1, and I don't blame them. I don't want to play CRR either.
Yeah, I think it's a good feeling for Guild as well. You talk about confidence to build. The guy who's popping off at 3s is also the one who's going to be playing 1s or 2s. So yeah, should be a pretty good feeling for them. Something to work through, but Luminosity trying to figure it out early on. Do like the disruptive play, but it's going to have to be a big challenge and a good 50. Tiara really rushing to that one, minimal boost, and ends up bailing his teammate out of a tough situation as he comes sweeping through. Potential for Luminosity to punish, but that's just a good play shot and a light touch that I was surprised. Kind of left in the corner.
Well, they both got sucked into the corner there on Luminosity, and nobody came out with a touch. And Atomic backflips as well, and I think Tox tried to streak across to make the save, but it was too little too late. Guild just taking advantage of misplays coming out from Luminosity, and again, you kind of question what's going on with them. They didn't look very good in the back half of that freeze match, and it's starting to carry over here in the 2s game.
Yeah, one of those can definitely get out of hand fast if they're not careful. And again, smart play like this should make it easy, as it's a good pinch over, but the hustle from Tox, it's a good save. Yeah, not the best touch, but still a threatening one. Tom's going to slow down, good flick, top right, should be saved away as it goes back into the midfield and cleared away by Guild.
Yeah, Luminosity are just looking for some semblance of offense. The defense right now also extremely shaky. Tox trying to get behind this one. Guild players swarming him as Atomic. Not a lot of options. He and Tox get tied up as well. Again, kind of head scratching here. Luminosity really struggling to be on the same page with each other.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit disconjointed between the two. You know, getting tied up, and again, you saw the commits in the corner and everything else. And I think that might also be a little bit of credit to Guild with how fast and aggressively they play. You know, you can't really give them a lot of space or provide them a lot of that because they will punish you for it. So having to play at a fast pace and maybe adjust to that as the first match of the day may take a little bit more to get warmed up into. But either way, it is Guild controlling the pace and playing quite well. And soft touch in the corner. Should be popped up, and there's a recovery. Not going to be a pass, just going to let it fall. Has a chance to deny corner boost. Didn't know if Dorito was going to take that one to the ceiling, but instead let it go down, and a chance again for Guild. Until slowly cleared away. Atomic with extra touch over the top, and it's a great save by the defensive Guild.
Yeah, good defense and a couple of good looks here from Luminosity. They need to get this offense going. Quality pinch. Still looking for a chance. This could be it. Dorito does a good job to quickly get up from that, not even giving Luminosity a chance to go up after it. Luminosity slowly getting into this game too. I think they're happy to only be down by 1. I think they know they aren't playing their best here. That's certainly an opportunity to get back in this. 2 minutes left on the clock. Tox trying to beat 2. Dorito, though, with a great block. And Luminosity try to play from their back end. It seems like every single time Guild dunks them. And now the pass across was dangerous, but Atomic cuts it out.
Same brainwave here, Corelli. Talking about how, despite this primarily being in favor of Guild, there's been some pretty good looks from Luminosity as of late. But the biggest thing to take away from it is they're only down by 1. You know,
yep.
All it takes is one cheeky pinch or, you know, one mistouch, which so far Guild has played pretty clean. There's been a couple chances, but not too many altogether. As the play has been clean and they've been doing a really good job of supporting each other. But a quick touch like that should be able to play it right back in. But Tox, what a recovery and a bump. This is a chance to transition. Really shot on target and should be able to get back just in time. But the threat doesn't go away as Tox turns. Great shot on target again. Wow. And it's a good save by Dorito. One after another for Luminosity, but eventually Guild does break out.
The offense, though, heating up for Luminosity. Finally seeing chances. That was thrown to the back wall. An interesting touch there from the Guild defense. Atomic, some space and boost. And that one almost just pitched in. You were asking for it, Lawler, and you almost got it.
I'm not like trying to will anything to exist. I'm just saying it's one of the options that tends to happen.
Yeah. No, you're right. It does happen. And it almost did there. 40 seconds left now. And Guild certainly want to cushion. Luminosity picking up their pace of play. CRR doing a good job just making it difficult for Luminosity to break out with possession. They have made it to the Guild side. 30 seconds remain. And Atomic trying to hold on, but CRR, such a nuisance. Can he go all the way? Looking for a bump. Not going to get it. As he floats down with no boost. Atomic quickly to transition. A good dunk. Still there. CRR everywhere on this pitch to slow down Luminosity.
Yeah, why not add in a demo from Dorito as well? Talking about being everywhere on the pitch, and the big reason for that challenge is just if you got a flip reset or something in the tank, you got to find a way to cut it out. As a double touch is cut off again. CRR everywhere on the field, and it's going to be Guild that puts themselves at match point.
And that was the strongest 1-0 victory you could see from Guild. Kind of what we were talking about. They probably should have scored a bit more. Luminosity were still very, very slow in the beginning of that game. They definitely picked it up in the end. And that's, I think, hopefully bode well for them going further into this 3v3 match, which could be their last game of this series. Of course, still in the upper bracket here, so they wouldn't be out. But for Luminosity, this has not been a good performance, and this is not a performance that if they were to lose the next game that they would want to carry over into Complexity, because it gets a lot, I feel like it almost gets a lot scarier down against Complexity.
Yeah, I think Complexity is going to come and bring a different type of intensity, which I will say has been good that pacing wise towards the tail end of that game that Luminosity is starting to match it in the intensity side, but CRR has been kind of a nuisance and almost reminiscent of Raze Bowl, I guess, if you had to make a comparison. So again, that individual effort is definitely there, but supported well by the teammate as we go back to threes. And I'm excited to see this one if Luminosity can carry some of that. But again, getting shut out is never a good feeling. They got to find a way to kind of bounce back from that and find just an early goal in some capacity. I think will help a lot.
Yeah, you got to get some offense going. That was really the big issue. You started to see in that 2v2 that when Luminosity got down the field and started putting pressure on, they looked a lot better. Got off of their defensive side. So we'll see how this 3v3 goes. It'll be the last one of the series here. Guild certainly playing at a level that we expected. CRR in particular has looked fantastic, and we haven't even seen his ones. We would get it, presumably, if we went to another game. I don't think Guild are going to switch that one up anytime soon, as it's a great bump from Dorito, but no follow-up. Now Devo. CRR also went, but then called himself off. That's a bad read from Dorito, but it was wide from Atomic. He had the open net. Luminosity still trying to threaten. That one goes high, and Devo to clear it away.
Those are the chances you have to capitalize on, but again, for Atomic's sake, when he's coming across for that challenge, I feel like he just has the assumption that that one is going to get tackled in some capacity. So playing that angle, going for the better 50, and ends up putting it off target. So difficult one there, but so far Luminosity controlling quite well on the offensive half, as another touch should be able to drop down. Dorito on the back wall, plays it over and pinch it in the midfield. So CRR with possession, tries to go for a flick, but it's challenged well, as Luminosity gets possession back in the midfield. Not for much longer. Is this one up high? A second touch, and CRR can do no wrong.
He's playing with them. And the second I saw him go up for this one, uncontested, you knew it was getting dropped down, bang, right in front of the face of the last man. He's been playing at the highest level possible for Guild in this series. And a beautiful touch to start things off here in Game 3 for Guild.
Tough one for Atomic on that receiving end as well. He has the right idea to go up and get up high, but just a little bit behind, as a soft touch there. And get followed up by Devo, shot on target, and CRR yet again. The rotation comes through clean, and he puts him up by 2.
He's everywhere, man. I mean, he's played so well, and honestly, I think Guild have played just across the board so well.
Yeah.
CRR, though, feels like he's always involved. That time, though, Devo with a great placement on the backboard to get that one clean, to come off towards his teammates. Luminosity just so panicked right now. It's been tough for them to even just get into the games that they've played. Guild have just quickly racked up a score, or at least scored first, and then kept the pressure.
Yeah, not only that, but Devo with that pass on the backboard, immediately cutting in rotation as well, trying to go for a demo. Just shows the amount of trust that they have in each other. You know, something like that, super risky. All it takes is a good challenge, and all of a sudden it pinches the other way, and you got no one back. So, again, Guild playing with confidence. Another challenge in the midfield, and why not pair it with a demo? As Devo comes flying in, that should be a soft touch down, a shot, and saved by Luminosity. As they go to the skies, crossover to Tox.
There it is.
That's a great find by Luminosity.
It was kind of confusing to know, or to kind of read what Atomic was going to do. You thought maybe going for a flip reset. He was too far behind the ball in the end. He let it hang for a little while, so he only gave himself one option to pass it down, and a fantastic touch in traffic there from Luminosity to put it away. And to get one on the board here, plenty of time left in the clock, and those are the types of plays that Luminosity are going to need if they want to get back into this game.
Trying to get everybody involved. As Guild continues to send the house, or maybe just Dorito in this circumstance. As he challenges just about everything, picks up that midfield boost, tries to get another one. But patience from CRR, going to try to kick it to the side. Should be able to pick up and deny this corner. As he gets behind it, it's a shot on target, and it's a good save. Luminosity, couple good looks. This one's going to go the other way, and Devo, if he can get there in time, should be able to put this one away, and he does. What a great cut.
Yeah, great positioning here from Devo on the shot, at least. He's just chasing it down the field, but not an easy one, especially with Atomic right behind him. And of course, he probably couldn't see Atomic, but he was very close to getting a piece of Devo there. And an easy touch for him in the end. 3-1 now for Guild. In the lead and controlling these games so far, especially in 3v3. They did it in 2v2 as well. Looking to punch their ticket to the playoffs.
Well, just being made awkward by Luminosity on offense as they try to find a way to get back into this. And what looked like would have been a good clear is actually cut off by Atomic, so able to play that over the top. A good read by CRR. Continuing to be excellent. As a half flip out and possession to go with it. Tox over to Ixo. Ixo up high. Atomic. Next touch off the backboard. Possibly trying to get a 50, but Canada goes high, and CRR, you know, is going to be up for it first. As the shot and the follow-up. It's one after another for Guild, but this time no goal to show for it. As Luminosity now transitions back the other way.
Oh, that's a great touch. Just pick from Dorito. Guild certainly going to capitalize as it's dunked down by Devo. 4-1 for Guild, and this time it was just a great poke and read from Dorito, and then a race back to the Luminosity side.
Credit to Dave. He's done a lot of really good jobs of just picking his battles, and for the most part, it's a good 50 read, but to still be in rotation and in a position where he can get to those first, he's been crucial for a lot of their goals. But this one, just a great pass by CRR over and causes 2 on Luminosity to make a jump. As a fake leads it back to Guild. Nothing in the midfield, so some time to spare as they just lob this one downfield. It's going to be met well in the midfield. Off the corner and cleared away, but again, challenged in the midfield, something that needs to happen for Luminosity. You might start to see some things that are a little bit more risky, as they got to make up 3 in 45 seconds. If they don't score the next 5, it's going to be tough.
Oh my goodness.
My God.
Oh my gosh. CRR just almost styling on the last man there. He got away with the first touch and then instantly tried to make it work.
Looks like me when I'm trying to freestyle. I'm just like, I'm going to hold a direction and a directional air roll and hope. And I'm going to hope and see what happens.
Just helicopter around the ball and hope for the best. Except CR knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, must be nice.
And Luminosity definitely looking very void on the attack right now. Just had a lot of character in it. And Guild certainly the better team here in this series. And another 3-0 is what it's looking like. Guild would need a miracle as Luminosity would need a miracle, pardon me, as Guild have looked fantastic here in this series and probably their strongest series so far against an upper bracket team.